Good morning, my green people. Real talk this time. People who want to get started gardening. There's a lot of information, and it's going to be an eternal learning experience. And for most of you, a spiritual experience as well. Getting started. I'm like on my 5th year now. And so I wouldn't call myself a guru, but I wouldn't call myself a guru regarding anything like most people do. If you're really a guru, other people will call you a guru. But I'm only on my 5th year, but it's 5 years longer than some of you. So I wanted to talk to you. You who want to get started, aren't really motivated, because all the gardening people you see are all, chummy and happy and love all the insects and the rodents, and they don't really get real and grimy with you about what they are. And I'm on some sick of these motherfuckers, and this is what I'm gonna do to take them out. But I also want to keep it basic and not confuse you with all the information that is out there, because even when someone's giving you all the information and all the information is accurate, that can also be confusing. When I started, I decided to start with herbs, and I started with the herbs that I use most: green onions, basil, cilantro, and oregano. I mean, I couldn't cook either, so the gardening merged into more improved culinary experience for me. I just got really in touch with flavors and how the food behaves when cooked, when juiced, when tossed raw, when eaten raw, and different stages. Anyway, so I just said I was gonna keep this basic, didn't I? And I just went there. That was the introduction. That was the first block on the path to confusion. It was gonna be all true and good information, but if you don't just keep it basic at first, you can go through some unnecessary things. So again, some of you use a lot of other things when you cook. You use sage, you use parsley, you use thyme, and I know a lot of people have rosemary growing outside somewhere. What I did was choose 4. And also with choosing 4, as long as one of them's not mint because it's invasive, you can use this the same, a nice sized pot to fit all 4 in, which will make you feel some kind of constructive way when you go out to your lush pot of herbs while you're cooking and get them right out of there without having to go to the grocery store to get them. When you're choosing your seeds, I don't encourage you to use old seeds, but I'm not completely opposed to it. I just want to throw that out there because I have some seeds today, probably from 2 years ago. At this point in my gardening life, I can't, it's difficult for me to throw seeds away. Just like I'm still at a level where, how people just put all the, sprinkle the seeds any kind of way, and then they thin them later. I can't. It only takes 1 seed. So you just sprinkled about 75 for a plant where you need 1 plant, and it still hurts my little feelings to throw away a plant just because I planted too many, knowing damn well that it only took 1 seed to grow. That's a personal thing. Don't include that in your knowledge of textbook information that I throw out here. But I just feel some kind of way. Once you water it, it's going to all settle anyway. Put soil in. Then I'll put my seeds where I need them to be. And I'll actually put a thin layer of soil on top of them and water them that way. That was simplest for me. What I do want to say about if you choose to go with cilantro as one of your herbs, the cilantro seeds are small balls, and they're generally larger than other seeds. I should have probably brought one for an example, but the seed has a hard shell. I would use my nail and take the seed and crack it, and then just sprinkle both halves into the soil, and actually 2 plants will come up. When you plant cilantro, just the whole seed, it takes longer to germinate. It'll probably take a week or 2 to germinate. It has divot, it's kind of ribbed too, so you can get a fingernail there. I kind of crack it and like a nut, and sprinkle the both halves into the soil. I do that with 2 seeds, so I end up with like 4 plants, which is a ton of cilantro. You set up your planting area however you want it to start. You put your seeds in, and you layer a small layer of dirt across the top. And with herbs, you can pretty much start harvesting when you see, I would say when you see a 3rd set of leaves. You probably could do it after 2, but I would say when you see a 3rd set of leaves, you can start harvesting those immediately, and they'll actually produce more and more and more as you harvest. And that's the good thing about things like that. Let me go on to basil. So I don't know if it'll help you in your decision. You know what you cook with. I don't. This is how the things that I have experience with grow. So like the cilantro, I think it's pretty important I tell you about the seed issue. For basil, it will grow into a small tree if you let it, but it'll also flower if it gets kind of hot. It won't flower too early, but it will flower, and therefore not produce as many leaves or attract bugs where you won't want to use your basil. So I would encourage, just like every other herb, you using your basil regularly. Same thing with oregano. Oregano tends to like cool weather as well. The green onion was actually my first choice. And it was my first choice because I use that in everything. And the mint, obviously, I use in my teas. I use in cooking. I actually now, and I just recently in this last year, it occurred to me, you know, when you're eating salad, what would not be wonderful about an occasional mint flavor? So I started tearing small leaves of mint in my salad, and it is amazing. I don't know why nobody talks about this. Delicious. Those of you who have been with me have seen me go from spearmint to peppermint, which is what I originally wanted, to chocolate mint, which I have recently discovered, and just slightly better than peppermint. And plus, it does something for me. It really does have a hint of a smell of chocolate. That's pretty impressive to me that something does what it says it's going to do. You know, people make shit up to sell stuff. So yeah, chocolate mint is really great. I also like the color. The stem has it's a soft red veining that happens in the stem and the leaves. It's and up against that deep green, it's really beautiful. Get your seeds, plant your seeds, and in a few weeks you're going to be able to start harvesting your herbs, and you will be able to taste the difference. I don't have to sit here and describe it to you. You do it, and when you cook with that shit, you're going to be moved from inside out. Your soul will praise dance as you taste your food almost like for the first time. And parsley, I know a lot of the things that I eat are made with rosemary, and I have rosemary in a spice jar, but I don't even cook with it. It's just that whatever I buy that has it in there, I must enjoy that. I don't really. So there's no need for me to have a big rosemary, I'll say tree, because rosemary gets pretty big as far as what I've seen. I'll say bush. How about that, a rosemary bush? Most people prefer parsley, so you could choose parsley as one of your options. If you've ever tasted parsley and you thought, oh my God, this is so delicious, let me know. Like, for real. Let me know if you think parsley is delicious. Let me know. You know where the comment thread is. The first year, I encourage you to delve into what your favorite cooking herbs are, and just start it. You're going to start adding them to shit you never added them to before. You're going to start adding stuff to your eggs. You're going to start adding stuff to your side dishes, into your vegetables, into your pastas. that you didn't think to add before, and it's gonna make it taste like a whole new dish. And that will be your intro to gardening, because what your next step is going to be is, if you're a salad eater, if you're not a salad eater, because I wasn't much of a salad eater. I mean, I ate one, but it might as well be a meal. It would be like chicken Caesar or something. It would be full of meat. So let me transition this video, because from herbs, my next season, after I experienced growing my own herb garden, I was like, well, you know, I need to take another step. So my next step was salad greens. And in my salad greens, I chose a mesclun mix, which is a mix of 4 different types of greens, including one red leaf. I was motivated to get that from enjoying the mixed baby greens salad at the Cheesecake Factory. I have never enjoyed a salad like that in my life before I had that. When I was in my early 20s and had a mixed baby greens. I don't even know what made me get that at a place like Cheesecake Factory, but I got a mixed baby greens salad and was it salmon lox? But the second time I got it again because I was so in love with it. I got the mixed baby greens salad, and I got taquitos the second time, but I liked the taquitos so much, that was my combination from that point on, mixed baby greens and taquitos. Mixed baby greens was all the time. It was either mixed baby greens and ahi tuna, or mixed baby greens and taquitos, depending on how casual I was feeling, or if I was in the mood for sushi-ish or not. After you've gotten your herb garden on, the next phase would be salad greens. And the reason why you want to start with these types of things is because they're easy to grow. They're great confidence builders. They're low fail efforts, and they take cold weather well. Because if you're inexperienced and you have a tendency to grow something and you plant it out too soon and it catches a frost because you planted it out too soon and it kills it, that will tear off a little piece of your ego. It can be discouraging. After a few years, it's not so much discouraging as you're like, well, I don't care, I'm glad it happened, I'm glad I had the experience. But at first, it's a little bit discouraging. So I'm encouraging you to get hardy plants to begin with that are simple and foolproof, but you still take the credit for having grown them yourself. You did that. And it was healthy. You know what's in it. You didn't have to go to the store and pick it up. You don't know what the hell somebody put on it or what kind of soil they grew it in. Because you did that. You did. So again, with your herb seeds, you only need to plant a few seeds of everything that you want. Unless you want a ton of herbs. You put what you want in the soil. You layer of soil over it and water that bad boy, and it's as simple as that. As far as the greens go, this might be where you look into thinning, but not like massive gardeners sprinkle the whole damn packet out and then thin whatever comes up, because there'll be a million plants there. You're not going to need that. So don't do it. Just do it for me, because I'm going to feel some kind of way when you have to pick out 100 brand new baby plants that would be so delicious, and you're going to have to toss them because you tried to throw the whole pack out there like you're an industrial gardener. With the lettuce, with the salad greens, you're going to have to be on the thinning tip. Depending on how many lettuce plants you want. Like if I want 6 lettuce plants, I will sprinkle, and you sprinkle them to keep them separate. It'll make it easier for you to separate them when you plant. So I would sprinkle probably 12 seeds here, and 12 in the middle, and 12 on the right of different types of seeds. So I'll know what's what, and then I can arrange them and plant them later. And thinning becomes a whole new animal, a much more simplified animal. the plants that are left, I'll put the ones I want out. I'll keep watering the ones that are left. And the reason why I'll do that is to, if anything happens with the ones I put outside, then these can still remain for backup. I hope I didn't complicate things. So with the lettuce, you know, you can just sprinkle a few, probably like double what you think you'll want in your garden, because they're gonna come up. They're all gonna come up. You're gonna have to injure my soul and throw away some starch that you're not gonna use either way it goes. I'm gonna have to be hurt behind that. Yeah, I'm hurt when I do it. I'm hurt when you do it, but I understand. So the best you can do is grow double what you want, assuming a small amount, because if you're growing a big old row of stuff, then of course you're probably going to need to do all that sprinkling of the entire packet. But just for a home garden, ain't nobody got time for that. There are other things that you want to consider when you're growing in terms of the amount that you grow. Just like with the herbs, don't plant a bunch of seeds unless you feeding several families. So with the salad, if you eat salad all day every day, plant as much as you want. It's because it's so refreshing. And so before, I would sometimes cut the salad and wash it and then put it in cool water and let it sit in the refrigerator until I was ready for it. At this stage in my gardening journey, I want to go and pick it and eat it within 30 minutes. So what I want to do is go and pick the salad I want, what I want in my salad, wash the leaves off, which is going to take about 10 minutes. And I love it right there at the temperature that it is. I don't need it cold. I don't need my salad to be cold, because I want to just go in. I don't want to be like, ooh, it's cold and have sensitivity issue. I want to enjoy the flavor, and I want as many of the nutrients that it grew with to still be in it when I eat it, because your body can feel that.